This
If it's a
conference will now be recorded.
every other also is this so small, because for me it's the maximum I can do.
Hey
Venu,
Amulya,
you can we can Venu, you can see the three lines in that upper of the screen. You just need to drag that thing, and then the
Yeah,
screen will be.
I can increase. I increased to 80%. Now it is better. The screen size 80%.
Okay.
There's a plus and negative sign. Now, if you press plus, it's going to increase the sign.
Okay,
Yeah, I
like
got
this.
it. Okay. Okay, Amulya, this is architecture.
This is an overview of MDM. Give me one more. Yeah. See,
So what is this diagram about?
yeah, I'm just let me just start it. Okay,
Okay.
so it's all about the entire end-to-end flow of MDM, from the source to the target and to the downstreams. Okay,
Okay.
if you
hi,
hi,
Amulya, sorry to interrupt you. Is this the first session post Wednesday?
yes. Yesterday there was just an introduction to the new people, and I was going through the logs, how where to see the logs and how to log into MDM. That's it. And today you can consider it as the first session.
Okay, because I didn't get any meeting ID. Just I pinged Cloud Foundation and then only I got this information.
Oh, okay. No
Eh,
problem. Yesterday we did not go through anything. We just were going through the logs which we dealt the other day, and
Okay,
we went through how to log into MDM, and that's it.
okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Okay. So this is an entire overview of MDM. One moment. Let me just try to find 1 second. Okay. Okay, this is an end-to-end diagram of an MDM where it starts from how we get the data from the source and how we end up at the landing. How we end up in the target. No, target doesn't mean just MDM. After MDM base object, there are sources which take the data from MDM to view, to analyze, and make all the necessary business decisions. Okay, first we will say the flow entire on a high level basis, and then we will start doing demonstrations accordingly. So what exactly it is? We get data for MDM. See, MDM, as we talked about, supports. Okay, let me just open this. MDM supports only three types of databases. That is Oracle and SQL Server and DB2. What does it mean by MDM supports only three databases? It means that uh, at the database of MDM, where MDM sits, or whatever you do in MDM, definitely it should have a database to store. So MDM's database can only be Oracle, SQL Server, or DB2. But the other things like I mean, big data, Hadoop, and all those can serve as a source or can be a downstream to MDM, but not within MDM. What I'm trying to say is, whatever you do, whatever you do in this part, this entire part can only sit on Oracle SQL Server or DB2, but not in any other things. But whatever the sources are, they can be anything else on earth. You can say, you can there can be JavaScript, that can be files, that can be HTML, or that can be Salesforce.com or any other cloud applications which send the data to MDM. But when it comes to MDM landing, that can be.
You'll need to give me some more information. You can do that in the Google Home app.
Amulya, how about Teradata?
That's what I'm telling you. Nothing else is supported. Source can be
Okay.
anything, but MDM's database cannot be those three, out of those three. The source can be Teradata, it can be Salesforce.com, it can be anything on the earth.
Just recently serves 4 and takes about 45 minutes to make.
When we hear a lot of background noise from you. Yes, please, thank you. The source can be anything, but the database that supports MDM platform is only Oracle, DB2, and SQL. Okay, this is something that can be either asked in your interview or that can be asked in your certifications, especially certifications. Okay, so what does it now? We think even if you take cloud, even on cloud, the only things that get supported in your MDM are only these three databases, and these three databases can also be on cloud. You can access MDM only with these three things. These three things can be on cloud or on premise, but the thing is exactly the same. There is no difference in the databases that we have. Okay, now, uh, okay, so what is it all about? We have some process called stage process, and we have something called node process. Okay, stage process is something which processes the data from your. Okay, let me, before I talk to a stage process, we will talk something, some very basics. Uh, over we have three types of tables in MDM. Okay, landing tables, base objects, and stage tables. Okay, landing table, the mean as the name itself spells that anything data from any source is put into this landing. Data from any source, the landing. Okay, what does it mean by data from any source is put into the landing? Meaning, whatever the data we have from the source is just brought and put the entire dump into landing. Whatever you do as a developer, your work starts here. When the data comes and it's into a landing, then your actual work will start. It is not your business in it. It is not at all your business to get the data into your landing. Okay. So, however, how much experience you are, or in whatever highly secure project you are, as an MDM resource, you have nothing to do how the data is being sent to landing. Okay, the only thing your development starts is when it comes to landing. Okay, how it is coming is all irrespective of the time and all those things. But when it comes to landing, your starting point will be the landing, and any data that is put into the landing is called a raw data. So there might be chances where this data is already cleansed in your Informatica Power Center or Informatica Data Quality tool. That is none of our business. Okay, only our work is that, okay, whatever the data I have got is just raw data. Now I will have to process it. And a law landing table is an independent table. This you can expect in an interview. Only independent table in MDM, meaning landing has no dependencies at all. Anybody can come and dump in any table of the landing if they just have an access to dump it. Okay, this is just like it, and all the, what do you say, the structure of a landing table is all decided by your client or your SME or an architect, and you will be preparing it accordingly, because whatever the structure is of the landing table is should be according to the source. The source cannot have a data type of varchar, and you cannot put the data type of number or something in your landing, right? The data type, the character, and everything should be matching. And that's the reason this landing structure will be not just landing, definitely the base object and all the structures will be decided by your client or an architecture, but mainly the landing table structure will always be in sync with the source. There might be the case where some of the columns might be additionally added in landing, and there might be a case some of the columns in the source are not at all required. So that is secondary, but as of now, let us discuss only about this. Landing is an independent. Now, base object is the main table of MDM, or you can say HAR of MDM. not of MDM, and contains all the golden records. It's a half of an MDM and contains all the golden records. Okay, and it is not an independent table. I'm not writing it here, but I'll just tell you. Not an independent table means whenever you create a base object, additionally, there are a lot of other tables that are automatically created by the system, an MDM system. That is, whenever a change happens in a base object, there are a series of tables that get changed automatically. We are not writing any code to build those new tables, or we are not writing any code to update those tables, but it is all an automation process, which MDM takes care of itself and saves a lot of your time. See, these are just basics. We are trying to understand what is the significance of each tables. Okay, base object is a main table where a lot of tables are created automatically once you create a single base object, and all the other tables are populated automatically. Okay, let me talk about stage tables. Stage tables in a single line are internal to BIOS. What does it mean by internal to BIOS? At any point of time, MDM Hub Control gives you an option to create a landing or a base object. But a staging table can be created only after creating a base object within a base object. Let me just show you quickly. See, at any point, you are able to see a base object and landing table. Okay, whenever I open a base object, then only I can create a stage table within that particular base object. Let me just try to show that. Staging tables. Meaning, always a staging table can be created only after the creation of a base object, and this staging tables can be owned and used by only these base objects. I cannot create a staging table in this base object and go and use it in some other base object. Okay. Okay. But landing is
Means,
always independent.
sorry
Yes,
to
please.
disturb,
Yeah, please.
Amelia. Means like means every base object table has a different means has a separate staging table.
Yes. Absolutely. Every base object will have a separate staging table, and only that base object can use that particular staging table. No other base objects can use the staging table that has been created under that base object.
Okay.
Now, Now, we will see about what are the tables are created and all those things later. But let's go back to the PPT. So we were talking about something called landing, staging, and base subjects, correct? So these are the things. We have a landing table, staging table, and this part is called a base subject part, target data model. Now, what is exactly the flow of this particular MDM thing? We get all the data from multiple sources to our landing, and we move the data from landing to staging, which is called a stage process. And from staging, we try to move it to a base object. This process is called a load process. Stage and load are the two processes where we try to move the data from one table to another table. Okay. Now, this part, stage process, we now definitely if we want the data to move from one table to another table, we have some concept of mappings. Correct? In any application you take, not just ML, we need something called mappings to point from one column to another column, and then just run a job. Excuse me. And then just run a job to move the data from one table to another table. Here also, we have something called mappings that we map between a landing and a staging table and try to move the data from the landing to the staging table. Okay. Now, when we move the data from landing to staging, there might be cases where we might need to just do some changes in the data. Some changes in the data meaning there might need some cleansing, like adding a Mr. or Mrs. or adding +1 to the phone number, or some kind of rejecting some data if at all it is not appropriate, and all those things. At this point, we try to add all these different things in our mappings. Meaning, when we move the data from landing to staging, we have an option where you can do a cleanse. Cleanse, you can standardize the data upper, lower, just edit it, update it, whatever you want to do, you can do it there. You want to do some lookup from some other table. For example, whenever the phone number starts from +1, make it the country, make the country USA. Whenever the phone number starts from +91, make the country as India. These all lookups can all be, uh, those settings can be made between this to this in the mappings. Okay, and we create these mappings. But when you move the data from staging to base subject, it is just a load job that we run, and the job is also created automatically by Informatica MDM, and we are not creating any mappings when we are moving the data from staging to base object. Clear here? Meaning, when I'm moving my data from my landing to staging table, I am having an option to update my data, or I'm having an option to cleanse my data and move the data as per the client's requirement. But when data is moving from staging to base object, we are not doing any updates or we are not doing any cleanse functions there. There is an option to do it, but there is no mapping to do it. There are some other add-ons that we will have to do to update a data when it is moving from staging to base object, but we are not doing it in the regular mapping fashion. We cannot create a mapping between staging to the base object. Excuse me. Just that our job is automatically created by MDM. Even here also we create mappings and all do these settings, but it is but the job is created automatically by Informatica MDM. Like in Power Center, I'm not going to create any job saying that this is a source and this is a target. No. Whenever I create a mapping, automatically the job is created by MDM and we can just run the job. So that cut down your time also. You need not create specifically any job. Okay. Now there are few things that are happening here between landing to staging. That is a delta detection and cleansing, raw, and a reject. We will now see the importance of those things. Now we will see something called stage process. Stage process includes mapping, delta detection, raw retention, and reject. Mapping, I need not write here anything because mapping is a mapping where you just point the source columns and the target columns so that the data will flow as per the mappings. Let me talk something about delta detection. This is very important interview question, and it is also applicable for your certifications. What is a delta detection? Delta detection is nothing but process which identifies the delta data or difference in data. To make you understand better, just a moment. I have something called landing and I have something called staging. Now, I'm giving just a theory explanation so that first we will understand what exactly will happen there and then we will do a demonstration. We have something called a landing and we have something called a staging. And we saw something here called delta detection. Okay, there is something called delta detection, there is something called raw, and there is something called rigid. You will see what all are those things. There is something called delta detection, there is something called raw, there is something called rigid. Okay, now landing table. For today, I got, let us see with a simple example so that we will understand these concepts very easily. Landing table, today I got few names called Amoria and for now. Okay, what will happen? For now, I have 4 people in my landing table. When I do a first delta detection, which involves PRL table, there is something called PRL which is not specifically mentioned here. We will talk about it also. Raw table, we will talk about all those things. Maybe first we will write the definitions. So we have something called PRL table, which is nothing but previous landing and stores the data from the previous load in landing. Or copy of previous landing data. I will talk about this. Give me 1 moment. I am making a note so that it will be easy for you in your later classes. Raw is nothing but a dump of landing. Reject rejects the data on so now we got something called previous landing. That means that when I run a job from landing to staging and staging to base object, after the end of the job, whatever the data is in my landing, a copy of it will always be saved in a previous landing. That means that I will tell you why a previous landing is needed. During an initial load, now here we are talking about an initial load. Okay, during an initial load, we are moving the data from landing to staging. What happens is all the landing data will move to PRL also, and then all this data will move to your raw, because raw is exactly a dump of landing, and then all this data will move to a reject. Sorry, will move to staging. That means that when I run a mapping, all these tables are getting populated. Now this is just the initial load and a plain load which will just run from landing to the staging. What happens in the second load? Now what happens in the second load? When I have the same data, for suppose, and somebody by mistakenly added Venu again, so it's a duplicate. And as somebody, now I have some new name called Dinesh, and maybe Amulya got updated. Okay, so what all just happened in my second load? And one of the record got updated and another record got inserted and another duplicate is also inserted. So what will happen in my previous line? First thing, before the data gets moved to staging, what will happen is this data is cross-checked against this data. So today's data is being checked with previous landing data. Today's landing data is being checked with previous landing data, and only the delta will be written into the staging table, like Amulya B and Dinesh. There are no other changes from yesterday to today. Just one update and an insert. When the data is compared from here to here, only the delta changes are moving further to staging table. But what happens to the rest of the tables? Once the data is moved to staging table, this copy is saved here because now it is a previous landing. And then what happens to the raw? Raw will have all the dump like yesterday's data and today's data. What will happen to a reject? Venu will be one of the Venu will be rejected because that's a duplicate. Duplicate, how the priority takes is first it takes based on the date. Whatever the date is recent will be moved forward and the old date, even if there is a second gap, a gap of a second, then the previous data will be rejected and the new fresh data will be gone. And if at all there is exactly the same date also, then the data comes on priority, first come first serve basis. The first data will be moved forward and the second data will be rejected. That's it. That is a simple duplicate rejection. Okay, this entire thing is called a staging process. Clear here?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Okay. Before I just complete, thank you. Before I just complete, what we are doing in this staging process as a developer is we have created a landing table with all the required columns. We are creating a staging table with all the required columns, and we are enable some settings for this raw table, like how long should the data get stored? Should it be for 1 month or should it be? It should be a truncated because every day, generally in MDM projects, you will have around 1 lakh to 10 lakhs records per day. At that point of time, the raw table will be very, very, very huge. So we just enable some settings in staging table so that it gets automatically truncated after that period of time. But I am not creating a PRL table, I am not creating a raw table, I am not creating a reject table, nor I am giving some logic to update this particular, nor I'm writing lines and lines of code for this delta detection process. Just I'm enabling few things on which the delta detection should happen, but MDM is all doing by itself. What I am just doing is creating a landing and a staging table. A job is automatically created, but if at all I want something like, if at all if it is a female, add Mrs., or if at all it's a male, add Mr., those things I can add in my mapping. Mapping I create. I point the column to column mapping, and if I want some changes there, I may have to add. But the entire stage process is completely taken care by MDM. Just that we should know that these all things are happening, so that if at all any issue, we will go back and see in those particular tables.
Amulya, this second load, no? I think it is the predicate of raw, this combination of raw in first load, initial load, and combination of
I didn't get you.
DD and
Sorry, can you please come again?
it seems like in second load, no? Raw thing is the combination of this for initial load raw and combination of
Yes.
second load in the
Yeah.
raw in the second load, right?
Yes.
Is a
What will
combination is almost predicate
what
combination
exactly
of
will
those two is a
exactly?
combination of two values.
Yes. What will happen is in raw table, you will every day you will have all that particular data from yesterday, and it will add
Mhm.
all today's data also. It is irrespective of is the data the same like yesterday or is there any other changes. It will not check all those things. It's just a dump before cleansing. If at all in my data I'm
But in the
adding some. Uh-huh.
but in the second load also we have duplicate Venu is there,
Yeah, yeah. This
but
is the raw
rejecting
table.
only one.
So
Raw.
This
Okay.
is a raw table where it's just a direct dump of landing. You know why we will
Okay.
have a raw table is at some point of time a source may tell that I have already sent appropriate data for a day before yesterday, but you are telling today that there is some issue. At that point of
Right.
time, you can go and see what is the source data. For us, the source copy will always be saved in a raw table as per the dates. So even tomorrow also, if Asha comes again, Shekhar comes again, they are still saved there. It's all a
Okay.
direct tap of landing without any cleansing.
But in the second load staging, you only use the new values,
Yeah,
new
staging will
additions,
have only the new values
new values. Okay.
after the
I
delta
got it.
detection. Okay. Okay. Any other doubts? Very clear here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what we will try to see is one moment. So we went through this entire process. Now we have something called load process also, where we will have a base object here. What just happens from staging to BO is all the data. Now what happens? Yesterday the copy was in exactly the same, and today only one new guy got added. So what will happen to a BO is for yesterday's data, this will get updated now. Okay, this will be an update and an insert every time in my base object. Now, this is a scenario when we all have a data from a single source. For example, what when I mean a single source, for example, this might all be my credit card data. Okay, this load can be from my credit card department. But there are chances where the same people might also be there in my debit card. At that point of time, we will just try to understand an example. That's it. Here also, I may have the same data in the initial load. The same will go to an initial load. And I'll have all these things. But here, a duplicate is rejected. The stage table, remember, okay, okay, now you are clear with the stage process, right? We will try to understand more about the stage processes. We have,
So in the business, in the second load, business object will reject duplicates. It seems like that.
yeah, that's what I want to tell you. Let's
Okay.
just start with. What will happen is in the initial load, I have all this data for this particular single source. But MGM is a multi-domain application where I get data from multiple sources. When I get the data from credit card and debit card, I cannot, though the data is exactly same, I cannot tell that the source name is different. This both cannot be a duplicate thing. The stage, always remember. Now let us start adding more points here. Always remember, every source will have its own stage table. Why this? Now, if at all I have a credit card, I have a debit card, and I have something called a home loan or any personal loan, all four are four different sources. Okay, all four are four different sources, and all the four will have four separate staging tables. Why like that? If at all I send all the data into a single stage table, then all the data will start getting rejected because those are duplicates. This Amulya, Asha, Shekhar, and Venu will get rejected every time in a stage process when they come from a debit card. Because initially a credit card data is being loaded and they consider that these people are exactly the same and let us reject them. Of course, rejection it will happen on a key value. It can be a PAN number, it can be an SSN number, or whatever it is. But when I say that, when I send the data into a same staging table from a landing, for all the sources, the data gets rejected saying that everything is duplicate. But we don't want that to happen. That's the reason what MDM does is it will send the data from multiple sources. Basically, the landing is same, but we are sending according to the stage. We are filtering the data as per the source and sending into all the different staging tables. And when data comes to all the different staging tables, definitely the rejection will not happen. This is a staging table for credit card, and this is a staging table for debit. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me not confuse you people here. This is just a simple stage process overview. Let us try to understand it in another thing. So now let us see here. Initial load, I say Amulya, and I have something called source. Let me give the source name as CC and DC, and I have something called Amulya DC, and I have something called Dinesh credit card. He might not have a debit card, and Shaker credit card, Shaker debit card, and debit card, and debit card. So I got this data initially from the source directly and is dumped into my landing. So when I run a job, this copy is always saved in my raw. Okay, now let us try to understand this. How these tables are created. Now I have a staging table for credit card, and I have a staging table for debit card, and this is a raw table for credit card, and a reject table for debit card. This, sorry, remember, I'm trying to explain in much more things. We will try to understand. Give me one moment. Debit card. Remember, for every staging table, it has its own reject, its own raw, and its own PRL tables. Okay. Now this all landing table. Now I have only a single landing table for all these things. What will happen when I run jobs? Whenever, remember, all the stage tables are general staging process is this. But if there is only one source, now when I have two sources, what will happen is I will have to create two staging tables, one for credit card and another for debit card. When I create two staging tables, automatically these three tables are staging tables relatives. They will all be created together. Not immediately, but they create at one point. We will see about it later. But what happens is when I create a staging table for each source, then each raw table, each reject table, and each PRL table are created by the machine. That means that a staging table is always accompanied by three other tables, which is raw, reject, and PRL. They are not created immediately after create a staging table, but they are created whenever we do some actions required. We will see all those demonstration part required later, but I just wanted people to understand the concepts of these things. Okay, So now I have all the dump. The source is only the source is sending in a single file, so I have everything in my landing. Now I will differentiate and send it from here. I will send credit card details to Amulya. Let me add it in PRL. So control. The debit card data goes here. Okay, this will be my initial load. Sorry. Okay, what just happened is within a source, if there is a duplicate, it is being rejected. But across the sources, the data is not getting rejected yet. Okay, because those are all valid data, those are not duplicates. I'm getting them from different sources, but still those are proper valid data. If at all within a source there are two things, two people exactly the same, then that is rejected. But across the sources, there can be same people who are using those different services from a same bank. Correct? At that point of time, this process is called load. From landing to staging, we did okay. Sorry. These all things happen from landing to staging, and directly I brought the data to my base object. Now what happened is something called consolidation process, where now you know that Amulya, Shekhar, Dinesh are exactly Amulya and Shekhar are exactly the same people from the credit card and the debit card department. I will do the process to make sure that these both do not get rejected but get merged. Getting my point? And after the merge, the data will become source independent, and all the data finally that will be in BO after the consolidation processes. Amulya, Shekhar, Dinesh, and Venu. What just happened? Let me just quickly walk through the entire thing. I'm getting the data from all the sources to my single landing, and then I'm trying to just divide the data according to the stages, according to their source system. For different source system, I'm creating a different stage table, and I'm sending the data according to those stage tables. And if there is a duplicate within a source, that data is getting rejected during the rejection process. But across the sources, it has nothing to do because the source system name is completely different, and they are reaching the base object after the load process. And now that the base object has all the duplicate data from different sources, the actual MDM work starts here. We are trying to do a match and merge. We are trying to do a match and merge. We are trying to do a match and merge and on the base object and try to make sure that the data is unique and is highly available for the downstream systems. Now that when somebody asks you that how many customers are there for HDFC Bank, then only the customers you are these people. You need not say that this many for credit and this many debit. The entire customer list is this. But if at all people will ask that how many credit card users are there and how many debit card users are there, this copy of data exactly is saved in some other table called XREF. We will say about those tables and all in a detail level later. But at a high level, are you comfortable with this process? You want me to go through something again?
Amulya,
Yes, please.
Means like you told us previously you told means like that base object inside that base object staging table is there, but the data is comes first in staging then it's like it's
Yes.
going on that base object.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm confusing in this process. Like,
Okay. Okay. So when you create it,
Amul,
what yes, Renu.
Amulya, this consolidation process taken care by MDM, or we have to take care of it
We
manually?
have we have to take care manually.
Oh boy, okay. This match and merge, we have to take care of it.
Yes. That is all
Okay.
where MDM, what MDM is all about. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So coming
Yeah.
back to your doubt, Shaker, what happens is the way we create is first a landing or first a base object, and within a base object, I'm creating a staging table. But when the data flows, for that particular base object, only those staging tables can be used, right? So we are trying
yes,
to
yes,
first move
correct.
the data from landing to staging, and from that
Okay.
staging to that particular base object. The way data moves is from landing to staging and then staging to base object. But when we create it, where the base object is created first, and then within the base object, these staging tables are created. For example, now if you take this base object is a customer base object, BO for customer data, and we have something called BO for address data.
Okay.
For BO for address, you cannot use this particular staging tables. Your address should create its own staging tables so that it will get the data from landing.
Okay.
Not convinced. Let me try to explain it in a better way.
Not.
For
Yeah.
example, let me give a simple example. Somebody hired you for a company and he is a HR. Okay.
Okay.
And there is a delivery manager who is sitting above your project manager. Okay.
Okay.
What will happen is before it will go from the HR to a delivery manager, what we try to do is we try to approach a project manager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if this project manager is interviewing you, excuse me, sorry, what will happen is if this project manager is always internal to this particular delivery manager,
Correct.
correct? So what will happen before HR directly reaches a delivery manager, he will try to go to a project manager, get an approval, and then go to a delivery manager for an approval. Similarly, what is happening is directly from landing to base object, before it goes, this base object wants the stage table to see if at all it is appropriate data or not.
Okay. Means it's like first we'll check in that staging table, then it will go means that what is the exact data means that it's like extract transform data it will go to that base object.
Exactly. What will in general, now this was an example. In real time, there might be a case where you get all the customer data and address data into a same landing. And
Mm-hmm.
you may have different staging tables for customer. You may have 3 to 4 columns in this staging table, and address you may have another 4 columns. Correct.
Okay.
So we
Yes,
try
yes.
to differentiate in the staging tables at that particular level. But what
Okay.
is happening is at a high level, the delivery manager is always taking care of the project manager or of that project. So initially,
Yes.
delivery manager is a head and he is taking care of rest of the things.
Okay.
But the hierarchy is that when it comes to HR, he cannot directly go and talk to a delivery manager. He'll go through the first lead, and then he will go to a project manager, and then he will reach the delivery manager.
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, when
Okay.
we create a tables, we are making sure that we create a landing, we are create a base object, and then a staging table. But staging table is like a temporary place where we save the data for some time. But base object is a final place where we try to maintain the data, do a match and merge, and make this a golden record. And that's the reason BO will be the final table. But the data, how it flows is from landing to staging and staging to base object.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts?
So
Amulya want to
cross
hear
reference
Lakshman.
table.
Yes, Dinesh?
So cross reference table will have all the data, clear data, credit card and debit card information,
Yes.
all the
All the
records
things that
information.
we'll have in the cross-reference table.
Cross-reference table. Okay. So
Dilip,
we had to create the cross-reference table, or MDM creates
no,
the cross-reference table?
MDM creates it by itself.
Okay, cross-reference table. Okay.
About those tables.
So Amulya, load process
Mhm.
is loading the data from stage to cross-reference, or and then cross-reference to base object, or how it what exactly is the load process?
Okay. What load process does is it completely dumps the data, loads the data at a single shot, not just to MDM base object and a cross reference. It even loads the data to history tables. It even loads the data to all the other related MDM tables at one shot. It is not that first a cross reference loads, then a base object. The data always loads into of course, if at all there is a second, the timestamp will exactly be the same in a base object and the cross reference. But if you see the logs, the data gets loaded into the cross reference and then to the base object. But there is no difference in any timestamp between the base object and the cross reference table.
Okay.
Okay.
So
However,
initially the data loads in TextRef and then consolidation process happens and then like
okay, if
that.
you're in that assumption, no. The data
Okay.
initially gets loaded into the base object itself. Though we have
Okay.
all the duplicate data from different sources into the base object, the consolidation process happens on base object. And then the data in the base object gets renovated.
Okay.
Okay, the data is still getting loaded into the entire base object only, the main table itself. The load process loads the data into the main base object itself, and on the main base object, we perform a consolidation process so that it will get match and merged and get into a unique data or a golden data.
Okay.
Okay, any other doubts?
But in the end, consolidation process is the main output in the MDM. Mulya?
Yes. The consolidation process
Okay.
is the main output or main job of MDM.
Okay. So once you get the consolidation process, how the customer knows that Amulya is supposed to be in credit card and also debit card. So they go and reference the cross-reference table.
Yes, always in any other application, when you send the data to the downstream, the cross-reference table is also being sent for all the required sources back to the source
Okay.
systems when to differentiate. But the golden data will be a golden data always.
So end user will get the consolidation process data and also the cross-reference tables.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
So Amulya, here you have written a name like Amulya from both the sources, right? How
Mm-hmm.
would I know that which Amulya got loaded? Either it is from CC or DC.
Yeah,
How would I know that?
that we will be seeing when we do a match and merge. Which Amulya? See, sometimes in my credit card the name might be this, and sometimes in my debit card might be a very old name they this. Okay, might be
But
the name has been changed. How we here, for example, name of Amulya N is surviving. We will define this which Amulya should be picked, which name of Amulya. It is not that from the credit card or a debit card. From where should Amulya be picked and merged is what we all define in a match and merge. Meaning, in the end of the process, which data should survive is what we define in a match and merge. It is all a developer does that which data should survive. When the data is
Okay.
coming from two different sources, which data should survive after the consolidation process is what a complete developer does. But who will decide that? Who will decide that is your SME or mostly the clients?
No, what I'm exactly asking is like from base object to previous thing, how can I track back? I mean,
Okay, it is your
from
cross reference table. You will have a ID.
okay, okay,
We have an ID. We will see about that. We have something called a row ID object, which will be exactly the same for both the records. Amulya B and CC, Amulya N and DC will have a same ID called row ID object, maybe 1 and 1. And in the base object, that will have a value of 1. So whenever you want to backtrack that, is Amulya N has both credit card and debit card details, you will have to do a query on a cross reference table where row ID object is 1.
okay.
Both the
So
records.
row ID object, sorry, the row ID object for both DC and CC are same.
Yes,
and
will be
along with
same
B1.
after the merge. Yes. See, what
Okay.
happens is initially when they come from both the things in the base object, both will have two different IDs. One and maybe this will have something called 10. But after the consolidation process, that is after the match and merge process, the records which have been merged will have one one uh, one base object, and the cross reference table will be up. Okay, just a minute.
So does MDM create these row IDs or
Yes.
okay?
Okay. At the end, after the entire consolidation process, leave about all these things. Okay, let me just copy this also. So what will happen? So what will happen is, before the consolidation process, the data will be like this in your XREF and BO. But after the consolidation process, the data gets updated like this. In BO, you will have only this data, and in your XREF, you will have this data. But the row ID objects of both the things will be exactly the same. So that you will understand that from which all records has this Amulya been arrived, or which all are the records that have been merged to get this particular Amulya. But for Shaker, there is no, okay, for Shaker also there is a case where it might be 2 and it might be 5, and at the end it might be 2 and 2, and for Dinesh it might be 3, and for Velu it might be 5, and at the end it will be 3 and 5, and this will be 2, 3. Initially, the data will be like this only after the load process, but after the entire consolidation process, this will be the final data in your base object and your XREF table.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
So Amulya, what is the maximum load, initial load records now? See, for 6 records also we have so much confusion here. If you have thousands of records coming in, it's going
Of
to be a
course,
lot.
like on a daily basis, it will be around lakhs and lakhs of records coming in, and it will be merged.
Yeah. So what is the maximum data you can get at initial load? What is the minimum? Is any minimum or maximum load data records?
No, there is no minimum or maximum limit. But MDM performance will start decreasing if at all the initial load itself is more than around, it is something around 90 lakh records, I guess. And the performance start decreasing after that. But it can minimum can be 0 or 1. There is no problem. But there is no maximum level. But the performance starts decreasing if at all the load is above 90 lakh records.
Okay.
But that's what MDM is highly available for a very huge data, and it is very okay to do a match and merge on such a high data also. And that's the reason this market is just booming MDM like anything, because of its high availability.
Okay, high availability. Okay.
Okay, any more doubts? You people need this sheet, or can I just close it, or you want me to pass this one?
Hey, share it, no?
Could you please share
Yeah,
it?
sure.
And also the notepads which you have created in the previous
Yeah, that
classes,
I
can you
will be
also share that?
sharing. Yeah, that I will be sharing for sure.
Yesterday was a
Okay.
class happened, Amulya?
See, yesterday we did nothing. We didn't write anything. We were just seeing what we have written already previously.
Okay.
Okay, I guess you got this sheet, Dinesh, earlier.
No, we didn't receive any email from Cloud Foundation yet.
Yeah.
When we checked with them, then they told like trainer hasn't shared it.
No. Just give me one moment.
Yeah, could you please share, Amulya?
Amulya, I also didn't get any records or any notes from the previous class.
I'll just talk to them. I'll talk to Prakash Venu. Mm.
You want me to talk to Shekhar about it?
Shekhar, no, Shekhar has nothing to do. I'll talk to Prakash, the one who is coordinating with you about the sessions.
Okay, okay.
Amulya, means like
Yeah?
for this topic you have some specific notes, like you explained lots of things yesterday also, means like some basic things,
Yes,
and
yes,
today
yes.
also you explained, yeah. This is
Yeah,
like
I'll share them.
XRF RL table list, like you have that specific notes for that,
Completely.
so that
Yeah.
is helpful.
What I will do is I have PPTs that is completely having notes, but at
Uh-huh.
this point of time, I'm just writing a running note so that you people did not write it, and this will be an overview. But your PPTs will have a detailed note about these things.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Okay, can you please just share that specific things what you like
Yeah,
what you
sure,
taught
sure,
today?
sure. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make sure that we should be by end of the day.
Okay.
Chalo
Amulya,
then.
Uh,
and coming to the labs, when are we gonna start, or we can start it?
You can start it if you just want to open and see, but yeah, from tomorrow we will be starting the actual classes and all the actual lab things. Today I wanted to give
Okay.
you an overview so that when I just start creating a landing table, you should have an idea that what exactly it does it. Just by
Okay.
starting
Okay.
it, that's the reason for our theory, but every day it will not be so much of theory. It will all be a
Okay.
demonstration.
Okay.
Okay, so by today EOD we will get the VDI machines, right?
Yeah, definitely you'll get by today EOD. Actually, I thought you got it the earlier. Just give me one moment. Let me not share the email ID of mine. Mhm. I have sent it to Okay, at least for Dinesh, you should have got it long back. I have sent it to support team long back on Wednesday itself. But yeah, I checked with them why it was not passed yet.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll add this. I'll update this existing document and also send it to them, saying that please send it as soon as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amulya. Bye.
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 thank you, Mal. Thanks everyone.